delegates, ladies and gentlemen, good morning one and all. I am Avanti Anil, 6th Sem, Electronics and Telecommunications Department.
I am Surya from Department of Electrical and Electronics.
Our institute, Sri Siddhartha Institute of Technology, was established in the year 1963 and is completing 60 years in 2023. This year, the Association of Electrical Sciences are organizing a two-day international conference on smart systems for applications in electrical sciences.
It gives me a great pleasure to extend you all a very warm welcome to inauguration of ICSSES-2023 and Technician 2023. Now, I may call upon our Honorable Chief Guest and Technicalist come on to the dais.
May I now request Dr. S.R. Mahadeva Prasanna Sir, Professor in the Department of Electrical Engineering, IIT Ghana, to come on to the dais. We request the student volunteers to escort the chief.
Now I call upon Dr. Rajendra Prasad Sirijina, Professor, Department of Computer Science, National University of Singapore, to kindly come on to the dais.
And now call upon Dr. M. Chandrabasappa Sir, Director of SIT Tumkur, to please come on to the stage.
May I now request Dr. Shivkumar Ayas, CEO of SIT Tumkur, to please come on to the dais.
I now call upon Principal of SIT Tumkur to kindly come on to the dais.
May I now request Dr. K.V. Suresh, HOD of Electronics and Communication Department, come on to the dais.
I invite Dr. Veena K, the Technical Chair, ICSSES, Associate Professor, EC Department, to please come on to the stage.
Now I request Faculty Coordinator for Technician 2023, Professor T.C. Mahalingvesh, Associate Professor, Electrical and Electronics Department, come on to the dais.
I request the Student Coordinator for Technician, Basavaraja MC, 8th Sem, EC Department, to kindly come on to the stage. Let us begin this auspicious occasion by invoking the Almighty. Now I request Ms. Disha R, 8th Sem, Electronics and Instrumentation Department, for the invocation.
Thank you, Ms. Disha, for your question. ICSSES and Technician 23 has been organized to encourage the spirit of research and innovations among the academicians and to initiate a thought process among research aspirants and to showcase the technical skills and abilities of the undergraduate students.
This conference is a reality due to the kind support from our sponsors: DRDO Bangalore, CSIR India, Lekha Wireless Solution Private Limited, Kriyanwan, and the technical co-sponsor IEEE Bangalore and IEEE SIT student branch.
Now I request Dr. K.V. Suresh sir to deliver the welcome speech.
Good morning, one and all present here. At the outset, I submit my most reverential pranams at the lotus feet of His Holiness, Dr. Sri Shivakumar Swamigal and Sri Siddhalinga Swamigal. It's my privilege to welcome you all to the inaugural ceremony of International Conference on Smart Systems for Applications in Electrical Sciences and National Level Annual Technical Symposium, Technetium 2023, organized by the Association of Electrical Sciences. This international conference on smart systems for applications in electrical sciences addresses many diversified specialized areas like autonomous vehicles, wireless communication, AI and ML applications, secure communication, IoT, Industry 4.0, network and security, VLSI and FPGA, high voltage, power systems, signal and image processing, control and automation, etc. I am happy to mention here that we received overwhelming response from researchers from various research laboratories, industries, academia, and research scholars pursuing their master's or PhD. We received 660 papers across the globe, out of which 138 of them are being presented today and tomorrow in 5 parallel tracks. Thanks to all the reviewers who could review the papers well in advance. I would like to recollect that exactly 10 years back in the same hall, our international conference ICCVSP was inaugurated by Professor Narayana, the then professor at IIT Madras. Today's chief guest who is going to inaugurate this conference is one of the proud student of Professor Narayana, that is Dr. Mahadev Prasanna. Dr. Mahadev Prasanna, Professor and Dean Faculty Welfare, IIT Madras, IIT Dharwad, is a devotee of Siddhaganga Mutt and also well-wisher of SIT. He is also research mentor to the Departments of Electrical Sciences, SIT. When we requested Dr. Prasanna to inaugurate the conference and technetium and deliver the inaugural address, he readily agreed and he is here with us. Sir, thank you for accepting our invitation. I, on behalf of the institution and Association of Electrical Sciences, heartily welcome you to this function, sir. We approached our other chief guest, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, National University of Singapore, through Dr. Prasanna to deliver a keynote address during this event. He immediately responded and agreed to it and is with us today. Sir, we are honored to have you with us. Thank you very much for accepting our invitation. I heartily welcome you to this function. The guiding force behind all such events is our beloved director, Dr. M. N. Channabasappa. His presence amidst us is a blessing to all of us. Sir, hearty welcome to you. Backbone of all such activities in the campus is our Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Shivakumar sir. Thank you, sir, for accepting our invitation and gracing the occasion. We heartily welcome you, sir. Our principal, Dr. S. V. Dinesh sir, is always motivating and supporting us in arranging such events. Sir, we are happy to have you amongst us. Hearty welcome to you, sir. Hearty welcome to Dr. Veena K, Technical Chair, ICSSES. Welcome to you. I also would like to welcome Shri T.C. Mahalingesh, Faculty Coordinator of Technetium, to the event. I would like to welcome Shri Basavaradhya, Student Coordinator of Technetium and Vice President of ECE branch. Welcome to you. I welcome all all the deans, heads of departments, faculty, staff, session chairs of the conference, judges of various events of technician, volunteers, delegates, participants of technician, coordinators, and all the students. Hearty welcome to all of you. Hearty welcome to our friends from press and media who always give wide publicity to our events. I wish the conference and technician a grand success. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir, for welcoming all the dignitaries to the conference. I also welcome Dr. K.V. Suresh, sir, to the inaugural function.
To give us this year's technician report, I request Ms. Rachana from 8th Sem of the Department of EEE to come on to the dance.
A warm welcome to her. I am Rachana from EEE. Technician is a national level technical symposium being organized annually under the aegis of the Association of Electrical Sciences, which comprises the departments of Electrical and Communication Engineering, Electrical and Electronics Engineering, Electrical and Instrumentation Engineering, and Telecommunication Engineering of Siddhaganga Institute of Technology. Technician was started in the year 1996. It is glad to say that we completed its silver jubilee last year. And this Technician 23 is the 26th in the series. The symposium provides a perfect platform for the students to exhibit their technical and managerial skills, which enables them to be competent in this technical world. We have been fortunate that eminent personalities like Dr. U.R. Rao, Dr. Rangarajan, Dr. S.K. Shivakumar, former chairman of ISRO, Dr. Rajashekharaya, first Vice Chancellor of VTU, Dr. B.S. Sondek, Dr. H. Naganagowda, Director NTC, Mr. M.S. Ishwaran of DRDO, Mr. V.S. Bomurthy of Pragna Micro Designs, Dr. K. Krishnamurthy, VP and MD of Rhombus Chip Technology, India, and Chairman of IESA, and Dr. Mahadev Prasanna, Dean of Faculty Welfare at the IIT Dharwad, who is also present here this year too. And many other dignitaries have inaugurated previous technicians. Technician includes 8 technical competitive events, namely Hobby Project, Paper Presentation, Techno Quiz, Line Follower, Robo Race, Final, Hardware Debugging, and Techno Management. This year, we have 35 participants for Hobby Project, 24 Line Follower, 84 Technical Quiz, 34 Robo Race, 35 papers for Paper Presentation, 40 for Final, 25 for Hardware Debugging, and 15 for Techno Management. With this, it can be seen that the enthusiasm of the students participating has increased year by year. I wish the best of luck for all the participants. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Rachana.
Deepa Jyoti Parabrahma, Deepa Jyoti Janardana, Deepo Harati Vapani, Deepa Jyotir Namostate. Light is a symbol of prosperity, auspiciousness, and abundance.
Now I request all the dignitaries to inaugurate the event by lighting the lamp.
declare the conference and symposium open.
Respected chief guests and dignitaries of the dais, CEO, principal, heads of departments, faculty, staff and students. I am happy to note that the Association of Electrical Sciences is organizing the International Conference and Technical Symposium. I declare the ICSSES-2023 and Technician 2023 open. I wish all the events a grand success. Thank you all for listening. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.
Now we would like to call upon Brinda 4th Sem ECE Department to introduce our renowned researcher and academician Dr. S.R. Mahadeva Prasanna sir, our chief guest for the event.
Dr. S.R. Mahadeva Prasanna is Professor in the Department of Electrical Engineering and Dean Faculty Welfare at IIT Dharwad since July 2017. He was earlier a faculty member in the Department of Electronics and Electrical Engineering at IIT Guwahati from August 2004 till July 2017. His teaching interests include signals and systems, signal processing, probability and random access, data analytics and machine learning, neural networks and deep learning and speech processing. He obtained his PhD from IIT Madras and MTech from NIT Suratgarh and BE from SSIT Tumakuru in 2004, 1997 and 1994 respectively. He works in the area of speech and handwriting processing and applications of artificial intelligence, machine learning and deep learning and supervised over 26 PhD theses, works and currently 6 scholars are pursuing PhD under his supervision. He has also published over 100 journals and 200 conference articles in reputed journals and conferences. Thank you all.
Thank you, Brinda.
I consider it a great honor to welcome our chief guest, Dr. S.R. Mahadeva Prasanna sir, to deliver the inaugural address.
Pronouns to Swamijis and all the dignitaries on the dais and my colleagues as well as students. I'm happy to be here as a part of this international conference. When the conference title mentioned that the applications of smart systems in all disciplines of electrical engineering, of course it also is equally applicable to the other disciplines also, all areas of science and technology. We use these terms, smart as well as intelligent, interchangeably on a daily basis. I thought I put forward my interpretation in terms of when you consider the concept of smart systems and intelligent systems. Of course, as a reference, whether we want it or not, humans stand out as the best available smart and intelligent system today in the nature. Against that, as engineers and scientists, we would like to build the different systems which can mimic some abilities of the smart and intelligent system. So that is the thought which I wanted to put forward. Next slide. Oh, we can. Okay. So suppose if you consider the word smart system, because we use this word extensively, if you look at that, it essentially, even though in some other way we may not be using the word smart, as we progress in the technology domain, we will be developing systems which becomes more advanced versions compared to the previous generation. Of course, now we call them as smart systems. If you look into what a smart system refers to, it essentially has the capability of sensing and controlling the action and also actuating the system to do a particular task. Whereas when you go to the intelligent system, which has the capability of learning from that is experiential learning, and using that knowledge in an autonomous way to deal with the future situations that may arise. You can see that when you see these two dictionary word meanings, we can corroborate with what we do on a daily basis. That's why I told humans are the best smart and intelligent systems. If you take the difference between smart versus intelligent, the distinguishing factor between the two cases will be in terms of learning. Whether a system can learn and then use that learned knowledge for future course of action, then it has the capability of intelligence. It will be called as an intelligent system. Otherwise, if you set some things, it will just actuate and controls the process of the system, that becomes a smart. Of course, there is, if you want to, in a daily conversation, if you want to distinguish between a smart person and an intelligent person, we say that student is smart enough to get good grades, but is not intelligent enough to apply in practice. So that is how the distinction between smart and intelligent comes in picture. Next slide. Okay. As I mentioned, humans are the smart and the most intelligent species in nature. Of course, other species which we train to work with us, they may be smart because of the training we give, but they may not be intelligent enough. Otherwise, they will overtake human species. Okay. So always, because of this intelligence as a factor to distinguish and ability of the humans, they are always one notch above other species as well as the systems that we design with practice. Why I am telling this point is there will be discussion saying that we have AI system, ChatGPT has come and it takes over everything, there is no and this is only just a discussion across the tea table, but always humans remains the most smart and intelligent system. Of course, even if you consider humans, they are capable of inventing smart systems that we experience and also many intelligent systems which we can put in practice. Of course, if you consider as engineers we build systems and we would like to give a nomenclature to them as smart systems, intelligent systems and so on. If you consider what a machine is, it can be a computing machine or a mechanical machine, which is essentially interconnection of entities to assemble together to perform certain tasks. So that is the machine. Of course, if you see the machines that we have developed as humans over decades, it all started with mechanical systems. Then people went on adding some electrical additional sub-modules to that so that it becomes an electromechanical system. And what we call recently in the last decade or so, what we call cyber-physical systems, where apart from electromechanical, you also put the computing and communication knowledge into that in terms of a embedded platform. So it extends the capability of these electromechanical systems, which you call them the cyber-physical systems. If you go for the cyber-physical systems enabled with AI/ML, that becomes an intelligent system. So in that way, if you consider a smart machine, any machine up to cyber-physical systems without AI/ML can be treated as a smart system. Whereas when you embed with an AI/ML capability, then that system becomes an intelligent system. Of course, you can see that as humans, we are it is not that now with computing machines, all those things, we are doing the best innovation. Depending on the requirement, humans have done this innovation for a long time. So if you just look into the history, evolution of this smart and intelligent transportation that we talk about, as humans, they for survival and to create a better society for comfortness, we all started with walking and running to cover the distance. Then they thought there is a horse which can ride faster than us. Then we learned horse riding, and then we used to use this as a mode of transportation. Then somebody thought, with only horse I can have one or two people, can I increase the capacity for that? Then came your horse-driven vehicles. Then somebody thought, why do we use horse? I can have a machine which can have the same power as that of a horse. That's why we call a mechanical motor vehicle with 1 horsepower, 10 horsepower like that. We can design systems which have powers like several horses, and we can use it for transportation. And we increase the capability of mechanical motor vehicles to increase the capability for transportation. That is what we had. Till today we have electrical machines. Then came electromechanical machines, mechanical motors with control mechanisms. Then came with electric vehicles. Currently what we use, electric vehicles with cyber physical systems. If the current day EV systems, if you look into, they are the best examples for cyber physical systems. We have mostly cyber physical components inside the system to take care of the comfort transportation. But what we are looking is with CPS systems in future, which can add intelligence to these EV vehicles. So that is what we are looking forward for the generation. Even this you can put it for any area. That I took it for mechanical. Now if you take it for the communication means, I think many of you might not have experienced telegram. Before this telegram was invented, where you send the text message in an electrical mean to the other area, other long distance communication via Morse code. Maybe you can Google it, it is on the screen now. Some people thought at that point, innovators, that it is, can I transmit voice like that for a longer distance? That thought process led to the invention of microphone and telephone. From telephone, they went into digital telephony, then they went into mobile phone, then mobile phone became a smartphone. Like that, the innovations are happening over generations. Of course, what is the next move in mobile smartphones? Some people say, no, after a decade, the smartphone may not be there, but I don't know what will come next. Whether a smartphone will act as an intelligent phone for you, smart and intelligent phone. So that we need to wait and watch. That is where, if you see, these are two case studies I took. But if you see, you can equate it in your discipline and in your research and area training. Research and development and innovation is the key to the success of mankind and the progress of the society. As I told, any technology or science innovation that happens, humans still form the center part of innovation. Okay, so that is where we should all realize that we always hold the key for the development that takes place in the field of science and technology. If you also recall, every smart and intelligent system that we experience in the current generation was an idea in somebody's mind. Okay, and that mind, with research and innovation, became a product which all we experience for the comfortness of life. So always invention and innovation make this world a better place. But what is the current last decade or so with smartphones and the technologies we are looking? We incubate a company where you develop an app for certain things, and that we call it as an innovation. Maybe that may not have a long shelf value. Maybe you can make as a product and sell it and make some quick bucks. But if you see the other technological trends which are there last century or so, the science and engineering level research and innovation is very much essential. And of course, the same thing, now we use it in a different term, what we call deep tech innovation. Deep tech innovation means you need to come up with technology or systems which can be used for a longer duration. Okay, so that is what is important. It is not that you innovate something, you make some money, and 6 months nobody else uses the app. That is not a deep tech innovation. So if you want to really contribute to the society, we should think about deep tech innovations. Okay, so which will have long shelf value. The seed point for that is research and development. Somebody has to do this research and development. Maybe even the research and development community may not be knowing where their research will lead to. Okay, but the fruits of that may be available at some point of time, maybe a decade later or something. But we cannot stop doing research and development, and also what we call deep tech innovation, which are the key for the success of the world and also make this world a better place. If you see all of them, previous generation, maybe they may not have the formal degrees for research, but they did R&D, they did innovation in their own way, built systems, made it available to the society, and that is how we are enjoying that effortness. And as well-read community, as engineers, all of you should think seriously about research and innovation. It is very much essential, not only for this country, for the whole world. Okay, so that is where we are looking forward for the next generation, and for such things, these conferences play a significant role. I request all the community to participate in the paper presentations and get to know about what new things are happening. So with that, I think some of you will get interested in pursuing the field of research and innovation. And now the whole world is open for inviting all of you to do good amount of research and innovation. And that will also be a rewarding career for all of you. So with this, I wish you all the best for this conference and also for the innovation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your enlightening words. I hope after listening to Sir's speech, we audience and engineers have become more smart and intelligent to take on initiatives and to solve the societal problems.
Now I invite Tulip Roy from 4th Sem ECE Department for our next chief guest introduction, Dr. Rajendra Prasad Sirigina.
Good morning, everyone. Today, I take the honor of introducing our chief guest for the morning. He is a faculty in the Department of Computer Science, National University of Singapore. He is also the capstone coordinator for Master of Computing program. He obtained his BTech from the GRIET, JNTU Hyderabad, India in 2002 and his MTech from Indian Institute of Technology, Guwahati, India in 2007. He obtained his PhD from the Nanyang Technological University, Singapore in 2015. He was a research fellow at School of Computer Science and Engineering and Rolls-Royce at NTU Corporate Lab, Singapore, where he did his research, mentored several PhD students and undergraduate students, and also received several research grants. He did his research in the field of wireless communication. He has published over 50 articles in various technical domains. He has worked as the Deputy Manager in Reliance Communications and also as an Assistant Professor at Vasavi College of Engineering and at DBR College of Engineering and Technology, Hyderabad. His research interests include application of AI to wireless networks and health diagnostics.
First, our distinguished chief guest, Dr. Rajendra Prasad Sirigina, to present keynote address.
Dignitaries on the stage. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the organizing committee for inviting me to this event, and also Prof. Mahadev Prasanna for recommending me to this event. So I was already introduced by Tuli. So I am going to skip few slides about me. So let us try straight away go into the talk. So the talk is organized into 3 parts. First, I will briefly describe my work in the next generation satellite networks, and then I will share my thoughts on the 6th generation wireless networks, and I will conclude this with some insights on the higher education in Singapore. Right, so I am going to focus on the modeling of satellite networks. So a talk on the modeling of wireless communications is meaningless or incomplete without a brief mention of Shannon. He is known as the founding father of digital communication systems. He established the mathematical frameworks. He borrowed the ideas from statistical mechanics, and we are working on the foundations laid by Mr. Shannon. And he also made significant contributions in the field of artificial intelligence. For example, he proposed a program to play chess using a computer. And that program, that algorithm acted as a foundation for the deep loop, which subsequently defeated Gary Kasparov. I think it is one of the significant milestones in artificial intelligence. right? That happened around in the mid 1990s. And he is also considered as one of the founding fathers of the field of artificial intelligence, right? He, along with few of his colleagues, organized a conference in Dartmouth College in 1956. So there, the field of AI is emerged for the first time. So coming to the wireless, we can broadly classify any wireless system into three fundamental categories, right? So the first one is a point-to-point channel. Imagine if a single transmitter is communicating with a single user terminal, right? Then we can model that as a point-to-point channel. So this channel was proposed by Shannon, and he also characterized the capacity of it, right? It took around 50 years to achieve the bounds suggested by Shannon, right? The second one is multiple access channel. So this is more practical and relevant. Typically, multiple users try to communicate with the base station, right? So many of us try to simultaneously talk with others. So we can model the system as a broadcast channel, multiple access channel in the uplink, right? So for this also we know the capacity. Shannon provided the framework, and we know how to design the decoders and encoders. So the third fundamental channel is the broadcast channel. So broadcasting is when a base station is trying to communicate with multiple receivers. Unfortunately, we don't know what is the best transmission strategy for the broadcast channel. It is still an open problem despite being there for around 60 years, right? So these three are the fundamental channel models. In practice, we may encounter more complicated networks, right? For example, a relay channel. If you are away from the base station, then your receiver signal strength may be very low. Then you can take the help of a relay, right? This is not a fundamental channel. You can see there are two channels here. One is a broadcast channel at the transmitter and a multiple access channel at the receiver. Because a broadcast channel is involved, this is also an open problem. We don't know what is the optimal transmission strategy, right? And the second one is the interference channel. We know spectrum is the costliest resource in the wireless communication system. So you try to reuse the spectrum aggressively. For example, two base stations, adjacent base stations, may communicate on the same frequency to increase the capacity, but it leads to interference, right? The red lines in the figure indicates the interfering links. So this is also an open problem. So there are so many open problems still left in the wireless communication system, right? You can see there are two broadcast channels at the two transmitters and two multiple access channels, right? And the final one is the relay interference channel. So if the interference is very strong, you can detect and subtract the interference, right? You can get rid of the interference. If the interference is very weak, you can pretend that interference doesn't exist, right? You can treat it as a noise. What happens if the interference is neither strong nor weak? Then you can take the help of a relay. So a relay can either forward the data or it can forward the interference. So the relay will help us in managing the interference, right? So these three are the channels that can be constructed using the fundamental. So now let us come back to the satellite networks, right? So if you look at the Indian ISRO launched satellite GSAT-11 is one of the recent satellites, right? It can achieve a maximum throughput of 16 gigabytes per second. How does it achieve? It achieves it through the cellular concept. You know, in traditional wireless networks, in terrestrial we divide the entire coverage area into small cells and each cell is covered by a base station. So in the same way, in satellite networks also, the entire coverage area is split into small cells and each area is served by a small spot beam, right? So GSAT-11 can generate 32 spot beams and it can achieve a capacity of 16 Gbps, right? So a more recent one is by SpaceX, right? They are able to launch satellites very quickly because they have reusable rocket launchers. So they are able to launch thousands of satellites into the space very quickly, and they are launching the satellites into low Earth orbit, and they could achieve hundreds of Gbps of capacity, right? So from 16 Gbps to hundreds of Gbps. And another alternative is to use the traditional geosynchronous satellite. Earlier in GSAT-1 we saw that there are only 16 spot beams, right? Boeing has said YSAT-3, it has around 1000 spot beams and hundreds of Gbps of data rate. Right? So can we do better? Can we achieve better data rate than this? So in terms of terabits per second, not just gigabits per second. Right? So this is our challenge. So we started with two architectures. One is a dual satellite system and second one is the relay assisted satellite system. Relay assisted. So we investigated two architectures to improve the spectral efficiency to the level of terabits per second. Right? So the recommendation came from Airbus Defence and Space. So this is a joint work with Airbus Defence and Space. So here in dual satellite system, we will have two satellites transmitting on the same frequency band, serving the users in the same geographic region. Right? So the first step is to model this system. So how do we model this? We model this as an interference channel. So our first proposal is to use cooperative recording. So if the two satellites can cooperate with each other, they can act as a single virtual satellite, right? So they can do recording or beamforming to eliminate the interference between the users. So you will get interference-free users, but then achieving this virtual satellite performance is very difficult because you need perfect synchronization between the two transmitters, right? Between the two base stations, and you need to exchange a lot of information. So the second solution is to delegate the interference management to the user terminals. So here MUT refers to the multi-user detectors, right? So we model this system as an interference channel. Okay. So if you look at closely here, the interference from the satellite and the interference among the spot beams is taken care by the satellite itself, and the intersatellite interference is taken care with the help of decoders at the user terminal. So the issue with this is you need a complex receiver circuitry at the user terminals. User terminals are typically limited by the form factors. So we need a simple user terminal, right? Cost-effective user terminal. So the solution we proposed is a relay assisted, right? So Airbus is working on these things called high-altitude pseudo-satellites. They are not satellites. They are essentially unmanned aerial vehicles with high endurance level. So they can reach an elevation of 20 kilometers and they can fly above the clouds. Right? So clouds is one of the enemy of satellite networks. You know, if you have cloud cover, then you won't get very good receive signal in with the help of satellites. So the way we propose is we can delegate some of the responsibility of interference management to the relay. Right? We can control the position of the relay because that is not a user terminal. So you have more flexibility and additional degrees of freedom in controlling the interference for the dual satellite system. Right? So that is about the satellite networks. Now let me share some brief overview on the 6G wireless network. So currently 5G networks are deployed and research is going on for the 6G wireless networks. By the time you go to masters or maybe PhD, some of you may be working on some of these problems. Okay? So if you look at the evolution of wireless communication systems from 1G to 5G, 1G is with single antenna, and by the time we reach 5G, we have around 128 antennas at the transmitters or the base stations, right? And if you look at the applications, 1G is only about the voice. When it comes to the 5G, we have interactive video games, augmented reality and virtual reality also. So the key requirement is higher throughput and low latency, right? So higher throughput requires advanced transmission speeds, right? So the expectations for the 6G is to provide global coverage, not just the terrestrial, but across the ocean and even inside the ocean. Probably you might have heard about Ocean Gate, the recent tragedy. The Ocean Gate imploded deep under the water, but we didn't know what happened till at least 2 or 3 days because we do not have a very efficient communication system for the underwater communications, right? So 6G is expected to fill that gap. So we need a lot of spectrum, right? So the 2G is based on the frequencies at the lower end, sub-6 GHz. So we are expected to use terahertz and even the visible light communication, right? So the 6D should be able to seamlessly use the frequency bands from very low to very high frequency. So what are the applications for 6G? So it is expected to be integrated with autonomous vehicles, Industry 4.0, and even holographic type of communication. Right? Recently, Apple released a device. You might have at least saw the advertisement related to it, Vision Pro. Right? So it requires enormous amounts of throughput and other requirements. Right? The current 5G network may not be able to meet the demands of those holographic types of communications. And going forward, we are expected to integrate control, sensing, computation, and communication. So 6D should be able to do this seamlessly. Okay. So when you look at the key performance indicators for 5G and 6G, in 5G we have around 20 Gbps of peak throughput, whereas in 6G we are expecting throughputs in the order of terabits per second. And latency is very important, especially when you are talking about autonomous vehicles. Right? You should get the feedback from the control center very quickly, less than 10 milliseconds or in the sub-millisecond region. Right? And very high network density in the order of 10 power 8 devices per kilometer square. And the final point is intelligence. So by the time 6G comes into the picture, we expect artificial intelligence to be a native part of the wireless network. Right? So these are the technologies. So currently we are using massive MIMO, half duplex, and OFDMA. In 6G we are expected to have MoMA, ultra massive MIMO, full duplex, and also semantic communications. Instead of transmitting the data as it is, raw data, pixel data, you can extract the meaning of the scene and transmit the meaning of the scene. Right? As well as for the holographic communications. So what are the challenges? Why do we need artificial intelligence in 6G? If you look at the models earlier, we have very simple models, right? Point-to-point channel, broadcast channel, and multiple access channel. And we have only limited number of devices. In 6G, we are expected to have hundreds or thousands of devices coexisting with each other and communicating with each other. It is very difficult to build mathematical models for that. Fortunately, the deep learning, the advances in the deep learning provide us an alternative path. Right? So deep learning is expected to solve some of the issues in integrating massive number of devices into a single unified network. Right? So we can address the challenges related to synchronization, channel estimation, etc. using artificial intelligence. And let me give you a brief overview of a typical wireless communication system. I hope most of you are familiar with this. We have modulator, encoders, and beamformers, etc. So if you want to use AI, you can replace each block. For example, you can replace the modulator with a deep learning network, or you can replace the beamformer with a deep learning network. So these are called microlithic architectures. So another alternative is to come up with a radically new way of designing the system. You can replace the entire transmission block with single deep learning network. Now you can see with the emergence of deep learning, the domain knowledge is going to be less and less important. You still need domain knowledge, but you need that higher level thinking where the experts from different domains can come and contribute. Right? So we are breaking the silos with the help of this artificial intelligence. So if you are a researcher, so what are the things that you need to pay attention to? One is the reinforcement learning, because you need to allocate the resources, right? The transmission bandwidth, power, etc. So reinforcement learning is one area. Federated learning is the second research area, because user devices are not that powerful. So you need to distribute the learning load to the control centers, right? So distributed learning, and then causal learning. If you look at the traditional machine learning models or the artificial intelligence networks, they capture the correlations. They are not very good at explaining. Right? Deep learning model is a black box model. It won't explain the reason for us. So you need causal AI based models to build an efficient wireless communication system. So with that, I am concluding the first two parts. So let me quickly conclude the third aspect: higher education scenario in Singapore. So there are 4 universities, publicly funded universities in Singapore. First one is National University of Singapore. It is recently ranked among top 10 and it is number 1 in Asia. Second one is NTU. This is also world university, ranked number 4 in Asia and top 30 in the world. And the other two universities are relatively young, only 10 years old, and they are also strongly supported by the government of Singapore. Right? So there are three types of programs for the students. One is Masters by coursework, second is Masters by research, third is by PhD. So even a bachelor's level student can directly come to the PhD. Right? You need either GATE score, GRE or TOEFL, and you should be among the top 10% of your cohort. Right? So you will get scholarships for the Master of Science by Research as well as the PhD. Even as a coursework student, if you can find a project, if you can get a project from the professor, you may get some salary for doing the research. Right? So I am working in School of Computing and I belong to this program, General Track. So it is relevant for the non-computing students like you. So I expect all of you to be non-computer science graduates. Right? So it is designed for non-computing students to bring them on par with the computing students. Right? So you can complement your domain knowledge and make contributions in the digitalization drive. So you can use this for your reskilling and upskilling. So these are the basic courses that you need to take. For example, data structures, advanced data structure course, advanced programming level, full stack development, as well as artificial intelligence and fundamentals of data analytics. So with these basics, you will be bring on par with the typical bachelor level student, an accelerated version of those courses, and then you will be given opportunity to explore some specializations, right? So you can go for robotics or you can go for finance, where you get a lot of money, in case you get break into that, data analytics, cyber security and computing systems. So you will get the opportunity to choose the courses from these specializations as well, right? So the main selling point of this program is this capstone project. So here in capstone project, we categorize this into two parts. One is the internal capstone. So if you are inclined towards academic research, right, then this internal capstone is more suited for you. So you will get the opportunity to work with world-class faculty. All of them are world-renowned. So you will get the opportunity to work with them for 2 semesters. Usually this is the gateway for PhD. So some of the students from the first batch, so currently first batch is graduating, they already secured PhD admissions in NUS. So they are able to secure the PhD admission with the same faculty member, right? And the second one is external capstone. So this is for those who are not interested in research but going towards the industry, right? So you will be trained with some additional courses to prepare you for the industry. So these are designed for the non-computing students. For example, you will learn advanced programming languages like type of functional programming, stream processing, etc., which are relevant for signal processing also, right? To design practical systems in for signal processing. So these are some of the feedback. We got very good feedback. Like we were also anxious about the program. It is newly launched. So our students did quite well. You can see from Schlumberger, ByteDance, the native company of TikTok, and then Singapore Airlines, etc. So we received very good feedback. They were working in the core software engineering, right? So this is the duration. Maybe you can go through the website and then find these details. So the minimum requirement is a very good undergraduate degree. When we say very good, they expect you to be in the top 5 or top 10% of your cohort size. Otherwise, maybe they can tolerate some top 15% also if you have some relevant experience, industry experience, and if you do some courses, for example, Coursera, and if you demonstrate that you have interest in pursuing advanced level courses, right? So you can even use that as a stepping stone for your further studies. Right, so we take students at 2 terms. So the first one is for January and the second one is in August intake. For the January intake, the admission process started. So we start the admission process at 1st July. So the application closes by 31st August. Right, the outcome will be by end November. For August intake, in case if you are graduating in May, so this is for those August intake, you can start applying from 1st December. Right, and the result will be out by the time you graduate. And you can refer to the website for more details. So with this, I would like to conclude my talk, and I would like to thank the management.
Years through a journey of communication engineering. I believe your keynote address surely sparks new innovation and creativity among the researchers and academicians.
May I now request our chief guest for the morning, Dr. S.R. Mahadeva Prasanna sir and Dr. Rajendra Prasad Sirikina sir, to release souvenir and book of abstracts.
Respected chief guest of this inaugural function, Professor Mahadeva Prasanna, Dean IIT Dharwad, and Rajendra Prasad from Engineers, respected Director, Professor Suresh, Dr. Meena Prajgi, Mahalingate, Raswal, my esteemed colleagues, delegates, and my dear students. I am very happy to participate in the inaugural function of the International Conference on Smart Systems Application in Electrical Sciences and also Technetium 2023 being organized by the Association of Electrical Sciences. I congratulate the Association of Electrical Sciences for organizing the conference as well as Technetium 2023. I congratulate the students for attending in big crowd and maintaining discipline, because it is difficult to see the students attending in big crowds and also maintaining the discipline. Now, The theme of the conference was suggested by Dr. Madhav Prasanna. We had a meeting in the director's chamber. We suggested this general topic that suits all the departments and all the domains of electrical sciences. And I thank Dr. Madhav Prasanna for suggesting a suitable theme for this conference. And I also thank him for mentoring our faculty members in research. He is, as Suresh mentioned, he is the great devotee of Siddhanath and the future of SIT. And he was also a student of Professor Ajnanarayana of IIT Madras. We also have one student of Ajnanarayana in EC department, that is Dr. Kumaraswamy. Also did his PhD with Professor Ajnanarayana. And we have faculty from NUS, Rajendra Prasad. We also have a faculty in chemical engineering who did his masters and PhD from NUS, that is Dr. Sudhir Ranganath. I thank both the professors for making it convenient to come over here and speak to our delegates about the smart systems and their applications in electrical sciences. And it is indeed an honor and privilege for me to participate in this inaugural function. This gathering serves as a testament to the incredible progress we have made in the field of technology and its profound impact on our lives. I am truly inspired by the collective enthusiasm and passion I witness with the individuals who are at the forefront of innovation and discovery. In today's interconnected world, technology has become the cornerstone of human advancement. It permeates every aspect of our life, from communication to transportation to healthcare to entertainment. We live in an era defined by unprecedented technological breakthroughs that have reshaped industries and revolutionized the way we perceive and interact the world around us. Definitely, this conference provides us an opportunity to come together, share knowledge, exchange ideas, and also interact and collaborate. Now, on this occasion, I appeal to all the delegates and students to participate in the parallel sessions being conducted. You may not be presenting the paper, but you attend the sessions, definitely you would derive benefits. And we can discuss the challenges we face, and collectively we can propose solutions that will shape the future of our society. The theme of this conference is opt, as it centers around convergence of technology and human potential. Today we witness the rise of artificial intelligence, machine learning, robotics, blockchain, and countless other disruptive technologies that hold tremendous promise. But it is essential to remember that technology at its core is a means to end. Therefore, I appeal to the delegates again to participate in each of the sessions. As I learned, there were more than 600 publications received and only 138 have been selected. It speaks of quality because conference means they accept all the papers and they say all your papers are accepted and come and present. That is not the case. I appreciate the organizing committee for selecting the quality papers of 138 out of more than 600 papers submitted. I am also happy to note that more than 1,000 students are participating in the various events of this technetium. But I again and again feel you participate in the early projects or paper presentation or the presentation made by the research scholars and the researchers, and you derive benefits. I wish this conference and technetium 2023 a resounding success. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Now, I would like to call upon Dr. Veena K, Associate Professor, Electronics and Communication Department, to propose the vote of thanks.
At the outset, I submit my reverential pranams at the lotus feet of His Holiness Dr. Sri Sri Shivakumar Swamigalu and Sri Sri Siddhalinga Swamigalu. Honorable Chief Guest Professor S.R. Mahadeva Prasanna sir and Professor Rajendra Prasad sir, our beloved Director Dr. M.N. Channapasada sir, respected Chief Executive Officer Dr. Shivakumaraya sir, esteemed Principal and General Chair for ICSSES Dr. S.B. Dinesh sir, Dr. K.V. Suresh sir, Professor and Head Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering and also Organizing Chair for the conference, Technician Coordinator Professor P.C. Mahalingesh sir and Student Coordinator Mr. Basavaradya, invitees, participants, my colleagues and my dear students. It's a great opportunity to propose a vote of thanks on this special occasion. Association of Electrical Sciences has been organizing technician from past 25 years. This is the 26th one. This time, the technical fest is doubly enriched with international conference of smart systems for applications in electrical sciences to commemorate 60th anniversary of our institute. Organizing an international conference is a challenging task. As the technical chair and coordinator of ICSSES, I will be failing in my duties if I don't thank everyone who helped me putting this conference together. It is not just the conference chair nor the coordinator who is responsible for success of the conference. There is a huge team behind me. Today's chief guest, Dr. S.R. Mahadeva Prasanna sir, is also an advisory member of the conference, and as other dignitaries mentioned, he is also a research mentor for the faculty members of Association of Electrical Sciences. As an advisory member for ICSSES, he has guided and encouraged us to organize the conference. And also, he has presented a keynote address on smart versus intelligent systems, smart and intelligent systems, human versus machine, where he highlighted on the difference between smart and intelligent systems. I thank you, Prasanna sir, and I request our beloved director to honor Prasanna sir.
Madam.
our principal, he has to leave the hall because of his other busy schedule. Thank you. Dr. K.V. Suresh, sir, Professor and Head, Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, is instrumental in organizing this conference. I wholeheartedly thank K.V. Suresh, sir, for his constant support and guidance to organize the conference and technician. We have been very well supported by all the departments of Association of Electrical Sciences. I thank Dr. H.M. Kalpana ma'am, Professor and Head Department of Electronics and Instrumentation, Dr. K. Vishwanath sir, Professor and Head Department of Electronics and Telecommunication, and Dr. Rashmi ma'am, Professor and Head Department of Electrical and Electronics, for the kind support in organizing the conference and technician. A leader can unleash the full potential of the team if he or she has a clear vision of the event. Dr. R. Kumaraswamy sir, Professor Department of ECE, had that vision and he has been instrumental and guiding force behind all the milestones of this conference from day one. My sincere thanks to Dr. Kumaraswamy sir. I would like to thank Dr. H.K. Lata, Professor Department of Electronics and Instrumentation Engineering, who was beside me in all the times. Thank you. I thank all the advisory board members for the valuable guidance. Dr. Deepa Shenai, Dr. Divya M.G., Dr. Parmeshachari, Dr. Ravindra Prasad and Mr. Ravi Hosmani. Because of them, we could get technical co-sponsorship from IEEE Bangalore section. I also thank IEEE student branch for SIT student branch for preparing the conference webpage. Reviewing 660 papers was really a challenging task. With the support from all the faculty of electrical sciences, computer science and information science departments, we could identify 220 reviewers all over India and abroad who helped us in timely review of the manuscripts. They tolerated my mails and reminder messages. I wholeheartedly thank all the reviewers. All the faculty and staff members of electrical sciences have worked hard to organize ICSSES and technician. It's a team effort where everybody has contributed to their level best. I thank all the members of the electrical sciences family. My special thanks to Professor D.C. Mahaligate sir for his constant efforts in organizing technician. I also thank Mr. Basavaradya for building a good team of students. Thank you. Coaches of the conference and judges of various events of technician. I thank all the researchers and delegates for their contribution and participation. This is the last week of the semester and all our students are busy with their tests and project submissions. In spite of that, they have worked day and night for this event. I wholeheartedly thank all the students for their cooperation. I thank our sponsors, DRDO, CSIR, Data Valley Solutions and Kriyaman. I also thank press and media professionals for giving wide publicity. Thank you. I thank members of Accounts Office for supporting us in registrations, Construction Maintenance Department for the support here, and also SIT group of hostels for providing accommodation for our outside participants. I thank everyone who have helped directly or indirectly in organizing this event. I thank one and all. I hope this conference good luck for the conference at Technical 2023. Thank you.
The end of today's inaugural ceremony.
Hope all of you will enjoy today's event and good luck to all the participants. Thank you all. Have a good day. We just have a few announcements to make.
Snacks and beverages are arranged on the right side of the auditorium.
The paper presentation for the conference will be held in ECL 201, ECL 301, TEL 101, Dr. Radhakrishna Seminar Hall and Paradise Seminar Hall. Thank you all. Have a good day.
post.
Can you hear me, Pratiksha?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What NPK values are giving good yield for the cotton?
So that we can choose, sir. In results we can choose.
Choose in the sense, practically, which NPK values will give better yield for the cotton? Understood my point?
No, sir.
This one, yield. The range of NPK values at least.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You mentioned the SVM technique, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Any?
Supervector machine.
Yeah. Any the prediction. Why you have chosen that one? Any justification for selection of that SVM technique?
So no, sir. I did not use SVM, sir. In previous papers, they mentioned. They used the SVM and random forest.
Okay. You have used this one. Any other techniques which are existing which will give better accuracy?
Sir, random forest will give the better accuracy, sir, than this.
Okay. So, I will repeat that same question. What is that optimization technique? In your work, what is the optimization technique? Am I audible?
Hello. Sir, can you hear me, sir?
What is the optimization technique in your work?
So this will predict the crop, sir. This will predict the crop and it will give the accuracy for the cotton crop.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Pratiksha.
Thank you, Pratiksha. Now we are at the end of the session. I would like to invite Dhruv Kumar sir to felicitate our chair and co-chair person. Now, BTV sir. Thank you, Karyappa sir, and thank you, BTV sir.
Thank you. Pramod.
Are pursuing PhD under his guidance. He is a life member of IST.
His areas of interest are wireless communication, network, artificial intelligence and machine learning, data structures and algorithms, object-oriented modeling and design, mobile application development. He has published several articles in Scopus Web Science Index journals. I would like to extend my warm welcome to co-chairperson of this session, Dr. Seema B. Hegde ma'am. She has done her PhD in 2019. Her areas of interest are computer networks, IoT, embedded systems, etc. She has 18 years of teaching experience and has achieved Cisco certified instructor and has 20 publications. We welcome you, ma'am. Realization of free space optical communication.
Good morning, everyone. Can you see my presentation? No?
No, ma'am.
Wait, ma'am. Good evening, everyone.
Yes. Ma'am, your screen is visible now. Can you
So my
please?
screen is visible?
Yes, ma'am, your screen is visible now.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Today my paper for presentation is an intelligent VGT16 framework for brain tumor detection using MRI scans.
Ma'am, your PPT isn't visible. Ma'am, your PPT isn't visible. Please share your PPT, ma'am. Your screen is visible, but the PPT isn't visible, ma'am.
PPT is not visible, sir.
Ma'am, please share like all complete screen, ma'am. You're sharing only the Chrome tab.
Wait, I've done the complete screen, sir.
Ma'am, can you please reshare it again?
So is it visible now?
No, ma'am. The screen isn't visible now.
Wait, sir, wait. Let me do it again.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Please continue the presentation.
Okay. So my paper to present today is an intelligent VGT16 framework for brain tumor detection using MRI scans. My name is Poonam Shuri. I am from Chittagong University, Punjab. My paper ID is 237. Coming to the contents of my presentation, it includes introduction, related work, methodology, results, conclusion, and future scope. Coming to the introduction of the lump of the cells in the brain. A malignant brain tumor specifically refers to tumor with the cancerous cells. Some typical signs include nausea, vomiting, seizures, arms or legs feeling floppy, numb, speaking and interpreting speech with difficulty. Convolutional networks are particularly efficient in classifying pictures, including medical images like MRI scans. However, we are using VGT16 in the proposed model because in computer applications, including image classification, object identification, and segmentation, VGT16 is being utilized efficiently. Looking at the literature review, we could see there are a lot of work that has already been done in this field so far. A study offered a two-phase training strategy to address the problems to the tumor. Another article describes a deep convolutional network-based UNet method for segmentable online repository. It includes the images of around 253, which include two folders of yes and no. Either there is a tumor or there is no tumor. And the images have been divided into three sets for training set, test set, and validation data set. This figure is showing few of the sample images. The Gaussian blur function is used in VGT16 to pre-process the picture before they are sent to the network. The pre-processing includes cropping the images, and the process is divided in 4 parts, taking the original picture, finding the best contour, finding the extreme point, and lastly cropping the image. As we could see in the figure 3. Later, the data has been augmented using rotation, width shift, height shift, rescale, horizontal and vertical flips, as we could see in the figure 4. Coming to the methodology and experiment, the VGT16 model has been used for the detection of the brain tumor. VGT16 CNN is the concept of neural network. Its main contribute maybe consists.
So these are some of the results of different topologies were considered for A, B, C and D. So if I just overview overall whatever I spoke till now, DRC outlived reach, DSDV and AODV. So DRC has given a better result as compared to all other topologies which I have discussed. Why? Okay.
Hello? Sachin sir? Can you hear me? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, they asked the operator 348 to join, but my income is tomorrow, na?
Sir, it's fine. As you have already started presenting and stuff, you can go ahead and present today itself. So you can continue, sir.
Oh, okay then, it's fine with me. I can continue today.
Yeah, like you're audible also, so you can carry on, sir.
Yeah, please remind me when to start my presentation.
Oh, sir, may I know your paper ID?
348.
Yeah, yours is tomorrow, sir. You can wait till tomorrow.
I think whether you are able to see the presentation.
Sorry, sir, you were not audible. So can you continue with the results and discussions?
Yeah, I will continue. Shall I continue from result and discussion, ma'am?
Yes.
Yeah.
You
I hope you
start.
are able to see the screen.
Yes.
Result and discussion.
Your screen is visible. You are audible, sir. You can continue.
Yeah. So in this paper, result and discussion, the different topologies, topology A, B, C, and D topologies. For various, we have considered number of nodes taken in the network along x-axis and how much energy dissipation has occurred, okay, on the y-axis. And from this, you can see the discrete cluster method has consumed very less power as compared to DSDV, AODV, and reach method. So different topologies A and B and C and D, we compare the DRC, that is DCR, that is digital cluster routing method, has consumed less energy. And this is what through graph I want to say in the resultant discussion.
Data. It's only the first 10 questions for right now. Remaining. WhatsApp number because we need to message you if you are qualified or not. One of them, at least one should be WhatsApp number. Yes, your time is up. Now let's start with the audio-visual questions. So, we're going to play an audio and then you have to answer the question that has been given the question in the audio. I hope the screen is visible to everyone. We'll be going on to the next question. This is the image of the person you have to identify in the question given. We will move on to the next question. We're going to play a video and you have to name, we have to tell me who developed this robot, which organization developed this
Life
robot.
support operations. I can be recalled through activities like switch panel operations, ICSSES functions, etc. I can also be a companion, can converse with the astronauts, recognize them, and can also respond to their queries.
There's a hint, the name of this robot is Yogita. Video to play again.
And perform life support operations. I can be recalled through activities like switch panel operations, ICSSES functions, etc. I can also be a companion, can converse with the astronauts, recognize them, and can also respond to their queries.
We'll move on to the next question.
And perform.
The following video is of a workplace. You have to identify which workplace from the options given. question. You have to identify which audio base circuit is this on the image.